What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD. The legendary group Aztec Tribe, thank you so much for being here. I would love to take all your hands. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you guys so much for being here. You know, as a fan, you know, I'm truly honored, you know, to have you guys on the show. It means a lot to me. Your music transcends generations. You know, from first of all, you know, your age group, my age group, and now the youngsters, you know, who are coming up for decades. You know, your music has been just inspiring people. And I mean, hey, you know, us as San Diegans, you know, we listen and we cruise it down wherever we're from in San Diego, you know. So again, thank you so much for being here. You guys are legendary. Since it's our first time having you guys on the show, can you please introduce yourself to the Planet S.O.N audience? Can you please let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Mr. Clown, aka Payaso. I'm from SD Diego Town, one of the rappers from Aztec Tribe.
Fly, San Diego, born and raised, rapper, part-time producer with Reggie. You know, basically I'm his helper whenever I get a chance to kind of, you know.
They call me Shade, part of this group called the Aztec Tribe, born and raised out here in San Diego, California.
There you go. All right. So first I gotta start with thanking you guys, you know, because it was amazing to be invited to your Platinum Plaque presentation. And I like to also thank your management, MTO, for the invitation and allowing me to witness it. You know, obviously, you know, you guys, it's well deserved. How does it feel to receive a platinum plaque for Straight from the Zone?
In my opinion, I mean, it's an honor, man. It's something that as a kid you see, you know, records, platinum records, and it's a goal that you want to reach, and to have reached the streams being platinum, it's an honor. It's an honor.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Oh man, it's awesome, man. It's something you see as a kid. You know what I mean? You see it on TV, on magazines and stuff like that. And as an aspiring person in music and stuff like that, it's always like a milestone. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it, man. Whether you're an actor or a musician, there's no ceiling, right? So it's like, hopefully it won't be our last one. You know what I mean? It was nice. It was a nice surprise. You know what I mean? To receive that for Straight from the Zone, and it's a nice honor.
It's amazing. What do you think, Sherry?
I'm blown away by it, man. Like I said, these guys saying when we first did it, and we started way back in the days, and I don't know, it just seemed like one of them goals that, you know, everybody else would get, and, you know, you can only shoot for it and try it, and being out of the game for so long, and then having our homie MTO pick it up, throw it on a digital platform, which didn't exist when we were doing it, and then to go platinum, I mean, I was blown away. I don't think we all appreciated the significance of it, because I guess at this point, this album was so old, we weren't even planning to do anything with it, and to have this like hit us out of the blue in such a short period of time out of nowhere, I mean, it's a blessing for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely got a second wind, right?
Big second wind. 20 years later, like I said, I think we all agree, you know, to me, we had some classic hits on there that
of course.
I think people our age, younger, will always bump. I still listen to the music, and I loved it. So it's good to see that this whole new age group and whole new era that people still appreciate it, for it to hit platinum. I mean, we can actually say we have an album that went platinum now, you know, in the digital age. So it's cool, man.
It looks nice on your wall, right?
I love it.
That's amazing.
Love it,
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, since we're talking about Straight from the Zone, other than obviously Desperados and What If, but what Straight from the Zone, what it stamped was, you guys were, since it tested and it stood the test of time, right? You guys are, you know, pioneers. You guys are your spot on the Mount Rushmore of Chicano Hip-hop, San Diego Hip-hop, you know, is forever solidified, right? And or let's say this, Shay was talking about it right now, but do you guys ever go back to listen to the debut album and seeing how much you guys grew as an artist and also as a lyricist?
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%, man. Yeah.
I just did a couple of weeks ago. I was listening through all Straight from the Zone, Desperados, and I was like, wow, man, it was a pretty. The stuff that we talked about back then, it was fun. You know, it was fun. So yeah, it's a trip to listen to the old CD.
When we stopped making music, we kind of had like a little hiatus and stuff. We didn't touch anything for like over a decade, right?
Yes.
And then it wasn't until Oscar called me, Clown, and then I started revisiting the stuff. And of course, you remember exactly what you were doing. You know, it's like music's like a time capsule. You know, you remember what exactly the era. You know, who were you hanging out with and what were you doing? Yeah, man, it's a trip because you listen to some of your stuff and people, you know, compliment you all the time and like, oh man, that's a classic, that's a banger, and it's wonderful to hear. But sometimes, like me, especially with my ear, the way I like to write stuff, I hear some of the stuff and I cringe with my lyrics that I wrote. I'm like, oh shoot, like what the hell was I thinking about then? You know what I mean? But I mean, it's
for the times back then. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The cadence, the flow, the words.
Yeah, exactly. And for the time, I guess was fine, you know. But it's some stuff that I would never even dream of dropping now on the booth. You know what I mean? There's
It's evolution.
Yeah, you know. But it's cool though. I mean, it was what it was, and I mean, obviously we did something right, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
And so
That's amazing.
You know.
That's amazing. Okay, so most recently, you dropped Back in the Zone, right? Now, you know, the singles were received well from the fans, and the whole entire album was just it's loved and it's generating numbers. How does it feel to have, let's say, you know, let's go back to the '90s, right, and all the way to today? How does it feel for the fans to continue to love and appreciate your music?
I think it's amazing. I think with this whole social media, internet, you're reaching so many more people that, you know, without it, you'd be doing it the old way, flyers and CDs and going around promoting yourselves and doing shows. But now with social media, you can get on Instagram, YouTube, and, you know, I like it, I don't like it, click, fast forward, and it gets us exposed to a whole lot more people. So you're seeing people our age still bumping it and recognizing and loving it, and they're passing it down to their, you know, cousins and kids, and, you know, I feel this whole 90s hip hop is definitely doing a
resurgence.
Yeah, resurgence for sure. I mean, you can see all the rappers that were out when we were out. Everybody's got a new album, new songs, and it's being received well. I see their views, you know, from the Dre's to the Dub C's to the Mac 10. Everybody's got an album, and they're selling out concerts. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, even the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there's definitely a market for it. I mean, I live and die by the old school hip hop. This new stuff is cool, but that's my bread and butter. So I appreciate it, and I like hearing all these artists that we looked up to coming out with new stuff. So I'm loving the whole scene right now.
Lighter shade of brown.
Exactly.
Those guys came back, and their style is very similar to the '90s style. So they kept it real. You know, Spanish Fly. That's another group that's keeping
Shouts out
it
to
real.
them.
You know,
Yes.
Kid Frost,
Little
They're-
Rob.
Little Rob.
Yeah, his
you know,
album's dope.
That dude, yeah, he's doing good things.
Our
man,
homeboy
you know.
MTO, he released an
Yeah,
album.
exactly.
Released it too. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a trip. It's like everybody at the same time is doing. It's like something's clicking all at once. You know what I mean? It's a trip. You know what I mean? And so,
90s was good music, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
and you know what? You'd be surprised how many people I bump into, man. Like, you know, we'll be talking, and they're like, "Oh man, you know, I'm curious. Like, how do you even like?" Because they're youngsters. It's all my pops used to bump you. All
Yes.
when I was riding my mom's Cadillac, you know, she's just bumping. You know, it's a trip, man. It's like, I'm like, damn, you know, and I don't say damn in a bad way. I say damn like as retrospect. You know what I mean? Like looking back, like, damn, like we touched a lot of people, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, in a good way, and that's cool. That's cool to hear. You know what I mean? It's rewarding to me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, do you guys, humbly speaking, do you guys acknowledge that you guys are legends?
I don't look at it like
Okay,
that at
okay.
all, man. Just for the fact that I feel when at least for me, I'm gonna speak on my behalf. When we started this whole thing, you know, I like to do little rhymes. I would write little rhymes and rap them over like a Zapp or Roger beat. And never took it seriously, you know what I mean? And so when the opportunity came, when the homie Rude Dog, one of the original members, and my boy Fly, they were putting something together, and they hit us up, hey, hit me up, you interested? That was something so far-fetched. I was like, what are you talking about, making a CD, a single? That was only what these artists in LA and all that were doing. So I was like, all right, hey, I'll go along for the ride. When I seen him do it with Diego Town, I said, hey, I'll go along for the ride. And wrote some music, but I never thought it would like go as far as it did, or like when you say the word legends or pioneers, I mean, that's not what I set out for. I'm blessed and I feel grateful that, some people see it that way, but it's just crazy when you're in your 20s, you're just doing it for fun, getting to some clubs, maybe meet a chick or something, because, you're doing something special on stage. So when you say legends or pioneers, like I said, I'm grateful for the term, and when people see it that way, but it's hard for me to look at I don't take myself seriously at all,
because I just wanted to make music that people would appreciate, and that was my goal.
Yes.
Not doing shows, not doing it, just make a song, maybe a few people would listen to it, like it, and that would have been it, So, when I do hear people say, and they compliment us and say, you can't talk about San Diego Chicano rap without mentioning you guys. That's when it kind of hits like, I guess you're right, you know what I mean? So exactly. That makes me feel but I know us, we're very humble when we approach this music stuff. We're confident when we do, but we're not arrogant, And so we appreciate the nice comments and the love we've been getting. Like I said before, I talked to Clown, I was oblivious to everything going on the YouTube Music, Apple Music, what's going on, social media in general, YouTube, whatever was going on, all the views we were getting. I was oblivious to that. Like I don't know. The numbers didn't make sense to me because I didn't know about that. You know what I mean? So when he started explaining to me, I'm like, damn, there is an audience there that still bump our stuff. You know what I mean? I just thought that was like a chapter in my book that already turned. You know what I mean? So I was just focused on what I'm doing now, not thinking about the music. So when right now, as we're getting all this love, it's humbling, man. It's a nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling. We don't take it for granted at all.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's an upside and a downside to social media as well, as you know. We're very private when it comes to our lives.
Yes.
So anytime there's social media and we got to do the whole social media thing, it's like the more people see us, to me is weird. To me is weird, but it's something that's part of the game, But yeah, it's a blessing, but it can be a curse too, when more people are seen,
Yeah. Wait, you guys don't receive hate, right? Because it's like, wait, hold on, you guys are amazing. You guys shouldn't receive. Okay.
No, we don't receive any hate.
I was just asking.
But at the same time, it's some of the stuff that we do, we want to keep private,
Yeah, of course.
So we're family,
And you could even tell, like in our album covers, we never really like had in our faces.
Yes.
We weren't out there on the posters. We had silhouettes of ourselves. Background pictures and stuff, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to let the music speak for itself, and that's it. You know what I mean? Not our image or anything like that.
Right.
No doubt. Well, obviously, you guys are extremely humble. But let's say this: how about, do you guys at least acknowledge that you're extremely talented lyricists?
I think I barely tapped into my lyricism on this last album, Back in the Zone. I listened back. I think we all stepped up our game collectively, and I think that break that we had helped, because there were so many times I'd be like listening to a song that would come out and be like, damn, those lyrics are whack on somebody else's stuff, but the beat's sick, and I would have done it like this if I would have, if I would go back. So I remember the conversation we had specifically. I said, man, if I do go back in the booth, man, and I do this, watch out, brother, because I'm gonna bring it. Because before, every time I'd record, man, and I look back and I kind of cringe, because every time I was dropping lyrics, I was always drunk. I was always under the influence of something, you know what I mean? So it's like I could hear it now, the sloppiness, man, and it's like I love the music, but I don't think I respected the music. And that's the difference that I have now. When every single song, and Reg could attest to, is Madman, our manager, when I drop it, I'm sober. For the first time, man, for the first time in my life.
That's amazing.
No, sober.
That's amazing.
And it's like and so I hear it. I hear the difference. I'm like, damn, man, I could only like imagine if I would have done every other song I ever dropped like that, But you know what I mean? There was the times it was fun. I don't regret nothing, man. I really don't. This ride has been above and beyond our wildest dreams, man. It's taken us places. We've met people that we never thought, we would only see on TV. We never thought we'd meet and hang out with them like we're homeboys and stuff like that. It's crazy, man. It's like You see people on TV in the movies, and you meet them, and then you see like, man, they're just people like us. They're fans of other people that we're fans of, and you see the human side to them that you don't see to the screen.
Yes.
But when you're with them, you see, man, they're just like everybody, and it's a trip. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's been a crazy ride, man.
No doubt.
Definitely.
Do you also think that, or do you also work on your lyrics different than how you used to back in the day?
I do. The way I write is patterned differently, but you kind of, in my opinion, I try not to stray too much from what worked, because for a reason it worked, you know, and the album is legendary for a reason.
Yes.
So I try not to stray too much from that, but like he said, you know, Fly said that you know, we've gotten better, our style's gone better. So of course, I feel that we're in a different level.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. What do you think, Shay?
Yeah, I definitely feel I've evolved lyrically. I've always just done what I liked, and I feel it holds up to, you know, any other rappers out there. With this new album, I think we, at least myself, tried different cadences, and you know, so I think I do. I feel I have evolved my writing style, and what's crazy too. I don't know if it's just being lazy. I used to write all my lyrics down. I don't even write anymore, man. I just do them in my head when I'm driving with the instrumental on, and when I go in the booth, I don't even use my phone. I don't use a pen or a pad. I just I keep practicing it in my head over and over. So when it's time to drop it, it's just all in my head. I don't write anything down anymore. I don't look at a phone. I love that app on the phone where you can hit voice recording. So if you have an idea, you can drop it and then go back and revisit. But that's how I actually do my music now. I just do it in my head, and when it's time to drop my verse, that's how it goes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He also didn't do as much drugs as we did, so for our memories are a little shot.
100%. So maybe that's good too. I think that and laziness. They didn't want to write anymore. So.
No, that's amazing. That's what Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, that's what they do as well. So
this whole album, I didn't write anything down. So for me, that was new, and I don't know if that's an evolution for me, but that's just how I do things now. It's been working.
I've lost so many brain cells. There's no way I could do that. You know what I mean? There's no way. But that's my favorite. Writing is my favorite part of everything. I love to write. I love having the blank canvas on a sick ass beat, and usually I'll know within 2 minutes if there's something I could rock to or not. You know what I mean? If it takes me more than five minutes to write something, I'm trying to put a square peg into a round thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's not gonna work. I'll know right away, boom, and I'll start writing. And sometimes I'm writing. I got like 10 notebooks, man. I have probably like 50 songs that.
Wow.
And it's stuff that I just do to stay sharp, you know what I mean? Stuff that I know that probably will never come out. I just stay sharp, man. I'll just get random instrumentals, man, and that, to me, that's the funnest part, man, because there's sometimes I'm writing and I'm giggling, man, like a little kid, because I'm like, oh shit, it's kind of dope, you know? Like, that's amazing. Fuck, I wish I could, you know, one day I'll put it out, but that's the funnest part to me. That and performing. That's what is the funnest. The part I hate the worst is actually recording.
Okay.
To actually record is the worst, because I hate the sound of my voice. I hate it. Wow. And it's like just nothing anybody, it sounds good. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It sounds different in my head, and then when I hear it, I sound like a chipmunk for some
We're our
reason.
own worst critics.
So exactly.
100%.
Definitely.
Like you know, we do the old interviews at the radio stations and shit. We hear that played back, and we're like, damn, we sound like weird, man. I don't like it. But yeah, writing to me is the funnest part of it. I love it. Yeah,
That's
it's sick.
I wanted to see if we could keep talking about the creative process that you guys are talking about. Now, you guys are talking about beats, right? Let's just say beats. As a fan, if you listen throughout your discography, right, you got different type of beats, but also a lot of them involve dope samples, right? Because you get let's say a Scarface sample, from the movie, or you get a Snoop Dogg sample, or like an Ice Cube sample, right? Do you guys? Well, I guess you could say they're kind of G-funk status. Yes, you get other stuff involved as well. However, are there certain beats, like let's say right now, Fly was talking about how if he doesn't like a beat, he doesn't want to write to it. But how do you guys, let's say, know that you're on the right path during the creative process?
Well, I would say it all depends how. Sometimes our producer Madman, he'll do a beat by himself, send it to us. We'll all check it out, give it thumbs up, thumbs down. So that's one way we'll choose a beat, or sometimes we'll all three get in there, start one from scratch. And
start
if we're
piecing together.
Yeah, we'll piece it together, and if we're feeling it, we're like, okay, is this something Fly can get on board with? Clown, you feeling this? If we all give it the heads up, we're like, all right. Then we let the tempo, the beat itself dictate, you know, what we're gonna talk about. And once we kind of narrow it down, like if everybody can get a sense of, oh, you know, I know what I want to say on this song, and we all kind of agree on a topic, then we kind of work on the hook of the song. And once we settle in on a hook, we got the beat, the hook, then we can look at each other, all right, let's go home. You do 8 bars, you do 8 bars, 8 bars will come back. Yes. Let everybody hear it, and we'll go from there. And that's when we kind of decide the order. Does this beat need a hook, a break? Do we need to change the bridge? So that's working with a group. That's where it gets a little difficult sometimes, and that's where we have sometimes disagreements and stuff. But in the end, we all, I feel we all kind of, oh, you know what, this is it. Let's do it this way, and that's when it gets released, and we make it a Aztec Tribe song.
For the most part, Reggio Madman will give us a skeleton beat. You know, very. It's got the
Kick,
important
drums,
parts. Yeah, it's got the
bass
important parts.
the
But
structure.
then we'll come in together, and if we all like it,
Put the meat
then
on
we'll
the
go in
bones.
there and start doing melodies. He starts doing some harmonizing. I mean, whatever it takes to make the beat, you know, even to a different level. You know.
It's, sometimes we get a beat, like with me, like I start flying off the handle without even a title or a hook. I just start writing, and there's times where we need the hook to kind of like say, like it's sometimes it's political with the three of us, man, because you know they might think it's dope, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds cool, but I don't know, I'm not really feeling it this way. But then they'll come up with the hook, and then right away, boom, it clicks.
It makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then we're on board. You know, the three of us are on the same page, and that's the thing, man. You know, it's tricky, you know, getting everybody on board, but
Well, for instance, back in the zone, it was supposed to be like a quick intro beat that he wrote to, and he killed it.
Yes.
And I wasn't feeling it. I don't think Mike was feeling it as much at the time. And then Mike gave it a second listen, and he's all like, well, I'm gonna get on it. So he wrote to it, and I looked at him like, well, shoot, man, if his
Well,
homie gonna
his
get on
lyrics
it.
inspired me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, he got down on
That's
that. Well, I
amazing.
can't let him do it alone. So then I did my stuff, and he Fly liked it, Clown liked it, and we're like, you know what? Let's throw a little hook on it, and it just. That song was supposed to be a quick, 2-minute
if that.
intro,
Yeah.
if 2 minutes, and it turned out to be a whole song, and then the title track of the album.
Yes.
So
And being a video to it and stuff.
a video to it, and this
Yes.
came out of left field at the 11th hour. You know what I mean? But
It's probably one of our quickest songs we did, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Fly set it off, and like I said, I dug what he wrote, rapped about, and I said, you know, let me throw a little something, and then once we both did it, then I guess Clown took a second listen and said, you know what, I could add something to it too, and it just became a song. But that's how sometimes, to me, the best songs are even made just organically like that. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere, and all it takes is one of us to set it off, and it makes the other guy say, oh, I better step up my game to get on board. And so that's how that Back in the Zone song came out, and that's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty dope. And I'm happy you guys made a video to it too.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. So I sense the camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
You know, so you know, right now what I'm sensing is iron sharpens iron. You know, because it's like, you know, you guys feed off each other. Well, obviously, since you guys are how do you say it? Wordsmiths, you know, talented wordsmiths, right? Do you guys think you have a friendly competition? Where, like,
Absolutely.
You
like
have to.
saying, yeah,
Absolutely.
like, who's
You
gonna
have
drop
to.
the dopest verse?
You have to,
Okay.
yeah. You know, like for instance, that one song,
Yeah.
Back in the Zone,
Yeah.
he came at it and he came out hard, man.
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of anything to write about that time. And then Mike wrote to it, and I heard his, and I'm like, oh, I see. He took a different approach to
Yeah.
it. So I kind of went his way, and you know, came out with my lyrics, and yeah, man, it's just how you come at it, you know.
Yeah.
We keep each other on our toes, and like you said, it is a friendly competition, and I just feel if you don't respect the guys in your group or that you're trying to stay at the same level with,
Yes.
you're going to be at the bottom. And I mean, what's the point at that at that time? You know, if you're not going to stay up with your group mates.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier about the way I approached lyricism back then. It's like I was more concerned having that 40 in the studio, with, you know, partying. You know, there's always back then it was a crazy ass atmosphere. You know what I mean? It wasn't business; it was business and pleasure. You know what I mean? So now it's like we approach things differently, more like a business, but in a good way, because we like what we do. It's not like a business where we hate going to the job.
Done out of love,
exactly.
Man. We love doing music, and nobody wants to be the weakest rapper on a song. So we keep each other it's on par.
You know, so we were all in the same. You know, we kind of do this to each other, which is good. You know?
And we can talk to each other.
Yes.
I mean, he'll call me every once in a while and say, "Hey, I think you could change this. It would sound better." And,
it's amazing.
You know, so we work together. It's not like
there's no egos here.
Yeah.
These are my brothers, man.
Yeah.
These are my brothers. I would never get offended if they wanted to change something or take something out that I did, and vice versa. I don't think they would get mad at it. It's just my opinion, and if it sounds better once we do it, then that's the way it goes. And if it doesn't, we'll put it back in.
And 99% of the time, it does sound better. You know what I mean? And nobody likes to be told, "Hey, man, you might want to redo this." No, I mean, you don't want to hear it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Especially when you think you're done and you're moving on. You have to but you know, afterwards you listen, you're like, yeah, he was right. You know what I mean? It sounds better, and then you appreciate that, and then you keep that in the back of your head, like, okay, well, next time there is a little criticism, you might want to listen a little bit, because you might want to implement that and make your shit sound a little tighter, you know. So
that's what I'm talking about. And overall, I mean, you know, for you guys to make classic records, it's like obviously you guys do it as a team, you know, together. And it's amazing. Well, especially when us fans, we listen to the final product. So that's dope that you guys, iron sharpens iron. That's amazing. Yeah. So one thing that I love about Latinos and Chicanos in hip hop is that you guys take advantage of the Spanish and English, right? The languages that you guys speak, right? Why is it important to you to show that side of your culture?
I mean, it's dope, man. I mean. Like me, it took me a long time to rap in Spanish. Like Spanish was my first language at home, of course. But rapping wise, it's I like to intertwine it. I think it's fun. Yeah. When you start off, you know, rhyming in Spanish and you finish up that lyric in English, you know, and then you don't even see the transition. You don't even hear. It's a seamless transition.
Yes.
You're like, oh shit, he was just rapping in Spanish.
Yes.
A second ago, literally, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I've heard that before. Like, damn, man, I forgot you were rapping in Spanish after a while, you know, or English, because you
That's
just
exactly
went back.
How it sounds.
So to me, it's dope. I like it.
We've been doing it since the beginning, you know, and more now because of where the rap culture is taking us, you know, and who's listening to us. So it's challenging in a way, but at the same time, it's very satisfying to be able to hear yourself do, you know, full-on bars in Spanish, and other people from Mexico can listen to it, you know, and actually sing along or rap along, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a trip, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So you guys been knowing each other for decades, right? How was it growing up with each other?
Oh man.
Well, 30 years, over 30 years of knowing each other, and we're like brothers, like you said. So we clown each other a lot. We've argued a lot. I mean,
fought a lot.
Yeah, fought a lot. But at the end, man, it's all love, you know.
It's like any family. I mean, we've had pretty close calls, physical confrontations, not talking to each other for a while. But then again, we're always there for each other. One phone call away if we ever needed somebody or somebody to talk to, lean on, or anything, man. I could call any one of these guys. They could do the same with me, but it's just like any regular family, man. There's ups and downs, fights, and happiness, tears, whatever it is. I mean, I think we've been through
all of that.
We're the Temptations of the rap world.
Of course.
No shit, man. That's when it's one of my favorite movies, because it reminds the Temptations movie reminds me of us. I mean, it's just crazy.
And we got stories of funny shit that happened. I mean, we're talking about like being in hotels and doing stuff, getting kicked out of hotels because we were just being rowdy. And I mean, we got a lot of good stories that are in the, you know, in the back.
It's the fun part of, I mean, there's ups and downs of being in a group, but I think that's one of the advantages for sure. I mean, we started with 5 rapping members.
Yes.
We're down to 3. You know, everybody went their separate ways, but we had a DJ, dancers, and
We even had a female rapper.
yeah, female
Wicked.
rapper back in the day.
Peace out
This
to
is
Wicked.
way back in the days, but
Yeah.
part of the advantage of having a group is that you got all these homies that turn into like your brothers, your family, and close friends. I mean, it's been 20-something years, and we talk every day. And getting back in the studio a couple years ago, I don't think we skipped a beat besides, you know, the evolution of the music and our lyrics and all that, but we still give each other the same shit and joke around, and you know, it's like back when we started in the 90s. So
It's our relationship is unique because it's one thing to grow up together and go through life's experiences, but we've done it like that, and then we've done it behind the scenes where nobody else knows our business. It's just a very select few of our inner circle knows what we've been through.
Yes.
So we have like this little fraternity.
Yes.
It's like I know what he feels. I know what he feels because I lived it. I've been through it. You know what I mean? It's like we've been through the side. We've been burned. We've been dealing with some shady characters. We've been to the top of the mountain. We've been to the bottom of the valley. You know what I mean? We've experienced it together that most people that are not in the business don't know how it feels like. You know, and we feel each other. We get each other. We help each other. You know, my mother passed away recently, and these
Sorry
guys
about
have been very supportive, man. They just call. You know, it's not about music. It's a friendship thing. It's a love thing, man. And I love them more for that. You know, because I know they're my true friends. They're not just because of the music. We met through the music, but we're not friends now because of the music. We're friends because we're family, man. You know, and it's
amazing. It's like
good.
you gang brothers.
Yeah.
Right? That's amazing.
Make sure you ask that question to Madman when you interview him,
Okay.
and he's probably going to tell you a whole different story. He's like, man, it is so hard to record these guys because all they're doing is clowning each other.
Talking shit.
Yeah. MTO knows what's up. He's been in those recording sessions.
Well, that's a part of the love, right?
Madman's the honorary Aztec Tribe member. That cat's been down with us from day one, and he's seen everything. I mean, he's part of the group. He should be here, but I know you're probably doing something.
Happy
with
belated
him.
birthday to
Yes,
Madman. It was his
happy
birthday
birthday.
yesterday.
It's actually his birthday
I
yesterday.
think he's
so-
83 or something like that. What is it? 82? What is it?
Yeah, that cat, man, he's been nothing but good to us, and he's actually a brother to us as well, man.
He's one of my best friends in the world,
same.
man.
I talk to that cat almost every day, man. He's seen, been through it all, and all the memories that we're sharing with you, and he's a big part of that as well.
Oh, yeah,
He's
man.
been ups and downs, and that's a really good guy, man.
Yeah.
Genius too, man. That guy's so talented, man.
And Ms. V and Mr. V allowing us
Yeah.
to just, I mean,
His parents, man.
hours, and I mean, it's gotta get annoying to them, but they're
You're
great,
in the same
great
beat,
people.
bumping for like 6-7 hours, man, continuously, and never complaining about it, man. Just giving us our space, allowing us to create, to do what we do.
Allowing us to be a part of their family.
Yeah,
man.
right.
We're in that studio so much, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine the parents like looking at you guys from like chavalitos to
Yeah,
like today.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I love them like they were my parents.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Mr. V called me hijo, and I respect them and love them like my dad too. You know what I mean? It's like it's a wonderful thing to be accepted, and to be allowed to and just be yourself, man, without repercussions, without being judged and stuff. I feel like I'm at my home when I go over there, man.
Our camp's a brotherhood, and it's a family, and I know people use those words real freely, but it really is with us, man. Like I said, it goes beyond the music. We talk almost on a daily basis, and like Fly said, and sometimes not even about music. Just, hey man, what you doing? You know what I mean? Let's go grab a beer, or let's go hang out, or something like that. So this music is actually takes second seat to our friendship that we developed over these 20-something years, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Ms. V is the team mom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Team mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but overall, like I said, it was just like you guys gained brothers and just overall a family because of something you guys share, which is the art and the passion for music.
Yes.
It's amazing. Okay. All right, so I guess let me keep poking at it, right, on the man topic. So something that I love that you guys, well, if you guys, for the fans who listen to the music, is on your latest album. You guys stay true from the beginning, from the first album that you guys are working with another pioneer, which is Madman. Who also helped mold the San Diego sound as well.
Absolutely.
How'd
you guys meet Madman?
Who wants to talk about it?
Well, I think we met him through Night Owl.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Night Owl was working with with Rest in Peace Night Out.
Yes, rest in
he
peace,
passed
rest in
away a
peace.
few years back.
Much props. I think the Rude Dog.
Rude Dog, yes.
hooked up with them, and
One of the original members
Yes.
in the group, Rude Dog. Yeah.
and I think they, I think that's how we made up. And at one time when we met Reggie, we started working with them, and we were actually under the same label with Night Owl. At the time, they were starting a subsidiary label that was branching out from Pandisc. I don't know if you remember the label Pandisc from Miami, the Miami booty-based music, Miami El Negro, and all those other jams are coming out. So they want to do like a West Coast affiliate.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's how we met, and we just took off from there, man. We just meshed. You know what I mean? It was just like it was no getting to know you type of thing. Like like we were just in there and just boom, 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 things started moving. It was a trip. You know?
Yeah, Madman is the sound of San Diego from
Yes.
the 90s. I mean, he
100%.
produced GPA, Little One, Night
right.
Owl. I mean, there was other groups that he did that are not even...
Everybody, if you were a group in San Diego back in the 90s, you went through the Mad Lab, Alchemy Studio, and you know who Madman is, man. He was a big influence on music out here in San Diego.
The people that we meet for the first time, wherever we're at a function or whatever, there's the business. Just as much as they want to get to know us, like, so who's Madman? You know what I mean? He's got that reputation. He's got that. They want to know. They want to meet him because they appreciate his talent. So
Of course, created classic hits.
Yeah,
even to this day, he's still creating amazing records.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So, okay, so how about this? Since we're on Madman, and also how you guys stay true to the sound, right? Let me talk about something that me as a fan, I'm like, man, I wish they would have kept this stuff back at the zone, right? So one thing that I noticed as a fan is that on Desperados, you guys had some dope skits. Yeah. And you guys didn't really have skits on Back in the Zone. Like, why didn't you guys do that?
I think it's where, because of the way the albums were done back then, you had that ability. Now, it's all digital, so it's kind of hard to do that. We talked about doing something like that, but it was kind of it's a different culture.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna click on a 15-second skit. You know what I mean? But yeah, they were fun to make. We had some classics, man, that they still get brought up to this day.
Of course, the Hoochie and the K and the KTRB or the radio station. Yeah. So it's like, man, I wish it would have. But I totally understand. But I guess you could say that's a different aspect to like even growing into the digital.
I think that's what made the 90s what it was. The way music was made, the like you said, with skits. And nowadays, like I said, the whole music climate changed. I don't know if anybody's doing that. And man, a lot of these songs are like 2 minutes long now. You know what I mean? They're over in like 2-3 minutes tops. So I just feel music's just different. And I think that's why me, the fellas, we appreciate what the 90s was for that. And you got that little extra when you popped in a CD and got to hear some behind the scenes or some funny stuff. Now it's just like 2-3 minute songs, and that's about it.
We all love the skits, man. I mean, These Nuts from Chronic and stuff. They're classics, man, and the stuff that we still say to this day, man. They were fun to make. I wouldn't oppose to doing it, but yeah, like you said, it's just different now. But plus it shows our funny side to it. It's not all serious, man, because like if we've always said that if we had hidden cameras and do like a reality show, we'd probably be #1 in the country, man, because we just joke nonstop, man. Just bagging on each other left and right and stuff, and all in good fun. At the end of the day, it's all right, man. See you later. Have a good one. See you next time. Boom. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and touching on what Mike said about how music is like 2-minute songs. Attention span to what's going on now with people, attention span's like short. So if you make a song that's over 3 minutes, people already jump into the next one. And me personally, I like long. I like more bounce to the ounce. Well, it's 12 minutes. So exactly. I like anything that you can cruise for a long period of time. It's without having to change the station or whatever, the track.
And you know what? I'm happy that you guys are touching on it, just so the younger audience could see, and that's something that I also appreciated, growing up, and because it develops different characters. How you guys are saying, to just have fun and all that stuff. Like I don't know, let's just say if you listen to the Eminem records or something, how there's certain people or on the skits, it's like you go from the first album all the way to like the fourth album. It's just like, okay, you get to see those characters grow. And it's like, I just hate that aspect is taken away because of the short attention span that we have today.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And something we did with Back in the Zone that we did from Straight for the Zone was the Madman interlude.
Yes.
You know, and he made it, and we all loved it. And he's like, should we even put it in? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, put that in. That's just dope, man.
So he's part of the
group.
Yeah.
That's his expression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
So
keep the integrity of the record of an Aztec Tribe record.
Yeah, and it reminds me of like the quick grooves. You know, DJ Quick, you know, had those in every album. He had a quick groove, and it was nice instrumentals, man, that you could actually just vibe to or actually write to. You know what I mean? I love those. You know
This
what I mean?
latest album we did, like you said, from the first one, Straight from the Zone. This one's Back in the Zone. We just wanted to go full circle with everything, and you know, come back to our roots and do what the fans, I feel, and us appreciated. And that's what we wanted to do with this latest album we did. We just brought it right back to square one.
Yeah, no, I love that aspect of it, is that there is still integrity within this latest record to other records as well. So since we're speaking about records, so the latest album was the latest album you guys recently dropped was Back in the Zone, right? So prior to that was What If?
Yes.
Now in between was a break. Can you guys speak about the hiatus?
I think it was like a cordial divorce.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There was no argument. There was no stuff going down that caused it. I think we just needed a break. You know, we were together since '91 when we dropped. The last one was 2003. So I think we just needed a break, man. You know, doing albums and doing shows, and just it takes a lot of time away from your family. And I think it's a tug of war always, man. And that's the struggle. You know what I mean? Just trying to balance it. And I you know, the hiatus was good in a way because, like I said, I think we came back hungry. You know, on this one, I think it kind of shows the way we everything was kicked up a couple notches. I think, you know what I mean. So, you know, it happened. It was good. You know what I mean. But,
You know, the funny thing is, I don't think we ever got on the phone and said, "Hey guys, we're done."
No.
Like, I don't think it was ever spoken.
No.
It just slowly
Fizzled.
and faded, and next thing you know, 1 month became a year, and it became 2 years. You know, you get caught up in your regular life, and next thing you know, it's been like 20 years. You're like, man, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? I've always, like I said, Madman's one of my closest friends, and I just love music. So I've always been in there doing beats and messing around with music. I just love the whole creative process, but like Fly said, that hiatus, I think, gave us a break, and when we did decide to come back and work on stuff, it was just like we picked up where we left off, and our skills were more sharp, or like I said, music's changed, so you hear the new stuff that's out there, and it kind of adds to your repertoire, what you can do, and I think it came out amazing. I'm proud of this latest album we did.
Yeah, for me, my dad had just recently passed away in 2003, and so my mind state was not all there, and I really needed to focus on my career, on my business, and because of that, man, that was 20 years pretty much.
it's crazy.
Yeah, my business is in a different level. That's because I focused on that. When you're trying to do two things, you know, trying to run a business and trying to, you know, meet with the guys and write lyrics and meet deadlines, and there's a lot of pressure. So it was well accepted. You know, we needed that break. You know, and in a way, it sucked because, you know, we didn't talk for a long time, but we knew we were always there. You know, I knew that if I called them, you know, they'd reach out, or we'd make something happen.
Yes.
So it was just a matter of time of getting together, and finally we did, and you know, and
I don't think the love for music ever left anybody, even with that hiatus. I'm sure he was always writing and listening.
Yeah. Can you guys elaborate on that? Like, would you guys like write on your own time?
I did, yeah. I worked on, and it was just for fun. I had no intention of putting anything out or anything, just to stay sharp. And, you know, for me, the whole creative process, when you have something in your head and then you work with the producer and he's able to take out what you're thinking and actually put it to an audio sound, you're like, man, and that's why I say Madman's a genius. Everything I had in my head, like, he could actually get it out and make it so that everybody could hear it.
Yes.
And I just love that whole creative process. So I was always in there working on something, and even if it's just an instrumental, you know, and in hopes of one day, hey, maybe these guys will call me, we'll do something. But
Yes.
I always stayed active, maybe not as active when we were a group and we would meet like once a week or sometimes finish a song in a week or whatever, but I was always active with Madman and doing it. So that's why when we did come back together, it felt pretty natural, because I never really stopped myself.
I didn't touch a pen the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, me either.
Really?
You know, I because right after the 2003, the last album, What If, I was working on a solo album, me and Reggie, and we had about 22 tracks on it.
Wow.
I put my heart and soul in that, man, and it was supposed to come out, and through the, you know, things that happened in the business, it never came out. So that kind of disheartened me, man. I just, you know what, man, I'm done with this, man. I put my heart and soul into it. I had things that I've been wanting to do. I put it down, and then, so I didn't write, man, for like 15 years, man. I didn't touch a pen. I would hear music, and I would always critique it. You know, like, oh, this would be something that would have been good for the group, or something that I would mess with, you know, but that'd be the extent of it. Like, you know, I would get people all the time, you know, hey, man, you want to do this? I'm like, nah, I'm good, man, I'm done. I'm good. You know, in a respectful way, of course, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy with the way things, you know, the course it took and stuff like that. I was content and happy and satisfied. But yeah, I didn't touch anything, man, for the longest time.
Things happen for a reason, you know. Right now, 90s music's hitting hard. It's when we came out, you know. So if we would have done this maybe 10 years ago, it probably wouldn't be the same, you know.
Yeah, timing's perfect.
Timing is perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Timing is perfect.
Fly, I wanted to keep poking at it, right, at the solo album. Have you guys ever thought about making solo albums? I mean, I know Fly was talking about it, but not to divide the Aztec Tribe, but just overall, have you guys ever thought about making?
I actually, when we were getting back together the past couple of years, I actually thought and threw out as a suggestion that kind of like Outkast did.
Yeah.
You know, they had the two sides.
That's right.
Maybe have like maybe 5 songs with everybody, maybe 2 or 3 with Oscar, 2 or 3, you know what I mean? Just keep it like that, you know, just to give it. But it didn't work out that way, but that's something we might consider in the future, you know what I mean? I think it would be pretty dope, because it's a different animal when you have complete control of the beat and the direction is going to go, you know what I mean? So because that's the thing with the group, you know, it's always a compromise, you know what I mean? It's like we all got different styles, but they all work, you know what I mean? Like Mike's style is more like Warren G, like G-Funk. Oscar likes like hardcore, you know, and stuff, and I like more like Ghostface, like you know, just kind of like
Coast,
like boom bap.
Yep.
That's what I like, you know what I mean? That's probably the direction I would take most of my stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, you never know. In the future, I mean, we'll see what happens, you know what I mean? I definitely want to work on an album though. I definitely want to do not even an album, just maybe like 6 songs called the 6-pack or something, you know what I mean? Just to say, okay, I did it, because like I said, my album was shelved, it never came out, so I just want to have something with my stamp on it and be like, okay, this is me. This is my soul right here. Yes. This is if you want to know who I am, this is me right here. You could listen and put some headphones on, this is me. You know, simple as that.
No doubt, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, have you guys or Shade, have you ever?
Like I said, I love the whole creative process. I love music. I don't think I'll ever stop. Even, you know, after we finish this album, I'm always in contact with Madman. Hey, did you hear this one song? What if we did this? Like, I'm always throwing ideas at him.
Yes.
So I think that'll always be with me. Back when we started this group, man, I actually thought back in the 90s we could make a career out of it. You know what I mean? We were going hard, trying
full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle, shows, and I actually thought we would be able to make a living doing this. And music industry is tough, man, and you get people that promise you the world and it doesn't happen. I mean, we've been let down. I couldn't even tell. Most people would have been like, I'm done with this, you know what I mean? So I guess at one point, for me anyways, when I found out that this was maybe gonna be a cool hobby, and if we can get some fans and people that appreciate it, I was good with that. And once I accepted that, you know what, all right, this is not gonna be our career. Like I said, we all have our real careers and what we do for a living and all that stuff, which is the bread and butter. We got together and we're doing this out of love and fun and for the fans that appreciate it.
Yes.
But once I accepted that, you know, this is about as far as we can take it, as far as we want to take it, I'm doing it out of love and fun, and I'll probably just keep creating as long as I have that desire and I feel I could bring something fresh, and you know, and if these guys are on board with some of the stuff they hear and this and that, then you know, hey, we'll drop a song every now and then or whatever. But I think once you accept that it's not gonna take you where you want to be, then that's when all that weight gets off your shoulders and you can just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, it's fun again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because at one point, I'm telling you, we full throttle. Hey, you need to do this if you want to be on radio. There are so many things coming from every angle. This is what you got to do if you want to make it. This is what you need to be at if you want to do it. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it gets overwhelming. So once that weight gets off your shoulder and you're just doing it for the love of the music, for the fans, seeing somebody react to it or a positive comment like, oh man, fire, legends or whatever. I think that's what we're striving for now. And I'll keep doing music until I just don't feel I'm bringing anything fresh to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I know MTO gets a little aggravated with us because he's presenting us stuff to do, you know. But we're at a point in our lives where we're not grinding like that. You know what I mean? Like we're not going from city to city to city, you know, promoting our stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a different animal now. It's like we put it out. We you know, we do podcasts, we do stuff like that, and we're cool with that, man. We're comfortable like that.
Yeah.
I can't see myself right now at my point in my life, you know, going to Chicago, coming. I mean, I give it up to, like, you know, I see how Rob be doing it, man. Rob, man, it hustles, man. That dude, man, he's
nonstop.
MC Magic.
Props out to Rob, Magic, yeah, man.
Bash, those guys, man, they're just out there, man. And then I can't see myself doing that, man. I think it'd be fun for me for like 2 weeks, and I'd be like, dude, I got to go back to Dago, man. I want to go to the taco shop and get my kind of soft fries and then be good, you know.
Yeah.
So, it's a grind, man.
Yeah.
It's a grind, and so props out to the ones that are
doing it.
That were out when we were out, and they're still doing it, man, and holding it down. Love and respect for them, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
And to reiterate on what we're talking about, if people have done like solo projects, we give each other the respect that, you know, sometimes Shade will listen to a beat and says, you know what, I can run with this. Let me play with it. He'll start doing his, you know, harmonizing, adding his little beats, and then you know, he takes full control of that one, and then Fly will take control of another one, and not many people will know which ones are who belong to what. We know because you know, there's a certain style that we all like to, but we all include it. So there's some compromise, but at the same time, we have that respect, like, dude, run with it. You know, you take control of this one. You know, he took control of Back in the Zone.
Yeah.
So, and then we fed off it. Same thing, you know. So we all have a little bit of a input in the album, which ones we prioritized a little bit more.
Yes.
But it's still a tribe thing. Still a tribe thing.
That's what I'm talking about. So earlier, or right now, we were talking about Little Rob. Right. You had a few features on the latest album. However, a couple of them were Little Rob and GPA. Right. How was it working with
and ODM?
And ODM. But,
yes.
But I guess my question was.
And that's Craven.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's Craven. That's right.
I guess I was gonna ask, how was it working with San Diego Legends, like Little Rob and GPA? How was it just working with them?
Well, with Rob, it kind of like. He came our way through MTO.
Yes.
You know, he's like, hey, man, he approached us and said, Rob's interested in doing something with him. Like, absolutely, man. We knew Rob before he was Rob.
Yes.
You know, we did a show, I think it was Pomona, right?
Pomona.
And he approached us, man, small, little skinny, just like he did in his video, you know, with the hoodie, with the San Diego hat. He came up, hey, man, I want to rap. I'm like, who's this dude? You know what I mean? Like, we're just cut off a stage and see we're performing. We're Zappa Roger, we're up here, and then this little dude, hey, I want to rap.
Yeah.
Just like that, but he had it in him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's a trip seeing his success and seeing him just take off the way he did.
Yes.
We were admirers from afar because we kind of lost touch.
Yes.
There was no animosity. There was none like that. You know, we were happy that he put, you know, Dago, you know, he'd send it out everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And as far as GPA, man, he's been a friend for a lot of years, man. Somebody I respect, somebody I like to hang out with outside the music. Just
very talented.
Talented dude, man. Just a man of integrity. And he's one of those dudes that if I'm stumped on, hey, who sings this song? Who plays this? I'll call him up and he'll know right away. He's like an encyclopedia of music, man. Not just rap. You're talking about funk. You're talking about Latin music. He knows it all, man. So he's one of those dudes, man. He's very intricate.
Yes.
You know, and
I think his dad was a musician too. He was a singer. He had a band and always performing. So I mean, it's in the blood.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
In ODM,
Yes.
I mean,
In ODM,
I mean,
that's amazing. With the Cali Funk.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Lighter Shade of Brown is one of those groups that we try to emulate.
Yeah, we looked up to those
Oh,
guys,
yeah, of
man.
course, of
You know,
course.
we try to stay on pace with them. They put it down with the classics, and I remember we were in a group, seeing them on like a Pepsi commercial, seeing them on a video,
amazing.
and you know, you're just like, man, we gotta get to where these guys are at right now. You know what I mean? So
I would have been happy with the Shasta commercial. You know what I mean? Back then days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Shasta.
Now, did you guys have fun rapping fast on the track with Ness Craven?
Oh man, he put it down on that, man.
Let me tell you something about Ness,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Ness is one of those dudes that when people ask me who's the next thing that you like, he's one of those dudes that I love hearing, man, because he's not just pigeon-toed in that fast thing. You know what I mean? He could do that, but that's not him. He could do anything. You know what I mean? I was sitting on that track.
it's over.
It's over. Reggie showed us the track, and I jumped on it. I dropped like 2 times, and I'm like, this is not the right flow. It didn't sound sonically right to me. You know, this is not the way I need to drop it. So I sounded, and it was weird because I remember I said if I can't mess with it within 5 minutes, I normally don't. But it was such a sick beat. I'm like, I know I could do it, but I can't. It's not the right style. So when I heard Ness, he came out. This time I never even met him. You know, he just came to the studio, and Man's like, "Hey man, you better fucking jump on this because this guy is gonna show you up." I said, "Oh hell no, man!" So I listened to him like, "Oh shit, this guy could spit."
That's amazing.
Ness is very talented, man.
He
So-
set the pace for that song.
That's
I mean,
exactly
if
what
we're
we're
gonna be
talking about.
honest,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think I was the first one to drop to that beat. He made me rewrite my lyrics to that beat just because he took it to another level. I think he made us step up our game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On that song. So props out to Ness, man. with
Yeah, we
his-
can
his
adapt.
flow.
You know, we can adapt.
That's amazing.
I mean, we did it for Everybody Bounce. You
Yeah,
know, that
exactly.
a little one
Little
was
One?
involved,
That's right,
and
that's
he had a quick flow style.
Yes.
He picked it up. I did it right next, and then he came back in a different tempo. I mean, and it was perfect the way he came back after me, and kind of like dropped a different. It was pretty sick, man. You just adapt to it.
It's a trip. Like if Little One wasn't on Everybody Bounce, it would have probably been a different song. If
Wow.
Ness wasn't on It's Over, it probably would have been a different song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why, man. To me, it's just my personal opinion. It's hard for me, even if you're my favorite rapper. Like I love Ice Cube,
Yes.
I love Dub C, stuff like that. But after like the 5th track, sometimes I get bored because I hear the same voice and the same. I want to hear like a feature. I want something to break up the monotony.
Yes.
So I think the way we've done it, it's always had at least 1 or 2 features and stuff like that. And I think it's healthy and good for the project to have different sounds just to mix it up. You know
And
what I
it
mean?
challenges us too.
Exactly. You might pick up something, or they might. You know what I mean? Just make it. It's like we were talking about earlier. It's like a friendly competition. You know what I mean? It's nothing heavy. It's just it's all for the music. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, that's why the first single we released, that Pistoleros, I thought Rob was the perfect feature on that, man. That guy was, first of all, he's the most humble guy out there, man. That guy is super cool cat, man, once you get to know him. But him coming down, and that came out of the blue. We just asked him, hey, you want to be on this song? And mind you, I don't think that was our first video we ever shot. We've never done a
Professional video, yeah.
yeah, professional music video, and
That track was already done.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
already done.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, you know, we got Rob in
Rob
it,
on
and
it.
yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, he took it to a whole nother level, brought his fan base over to it. So yeah, man, he was a blessing to have on that song. Very talented guy,
Yeah.
and like I said, really humble dude. And shouts out to Rob, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's
Once
amazing.
again, everything goes full circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After
course.
all these years, you know what I mean? Somehow, some way, it just
yeah.
all
We
came-
haven't talked to that homie forever, and like Fly was saying, man, this whole album seemed to just come full circle, and we were able to get people we looked up to, like you said, ODM, Frost. We're gonna do some with Frost and
Wow.
all these old school legends
Yes.
that we admired and wanted to emulate, we got a chance to work with them now.
There was some tracks that, we didn't have the studio time like we do now. We would write lyrics to like Latticia Brown's music to Kid Frost. It's just depending, you know what I mean? D-Nice, it just depended, and it's just a trip to now having the opportunity, not just to do the music, but to actually do music with the people that you looked up to.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
amazing.
And respect. I think the main word is respect.
Respect, yeah.
Because we all have a mutual respect, and when we're kicking it with Frost, we were kicking it with them a few months ago, just lounging, man, I don't get starstruck, man. I think the only time I really got starstruck when I met Roger Troutman. For me, my mouth was open, I couldn't believe it, but when you meet people like Frost, man, and they're humble and they're legends, and they're the ones that started this shit, you know what I mean? And you're lounging, it's surreal though. I mean, it's a trip, man. You're like, damn, who would have thought, man? Little kid in Lemon Grove watching Frost on TV. I'm kicking it with Frost right now, just having a few. It's a trip, man.
And also acknowledging you as a peer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He never once made you look like, oh, you're this and or I'm above you or not, man. We're all equals, and that's what I appreciate. You know what I mean? And I respect him so much more, man. He put on a little show for where we're at, man, at the club, and he rocked it, man.
That's amazing.
He rocked it.
We only work with people we admire, respect, or like. I think we have a small circle.
Yes.
We don't get out there in politics too much, but everybody that's involved with us or work with it, it's because we admire and respect them, and we know they're cool people, man. That's all we mess with. So
That's what I'm talking about.
anybody that's been working with us, just know that we admire and respect you, man.
There you go.
By the way, did you get me my blue M&Ms?
I apologize. I was telling MTO he should have brought them, but
Because that was part of the deal. We wanted the temperature at what? 73, 75. And my blue M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what, brother? I got you. I had to bring my own.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
all blue.
For everybody, we have to make sure we got to take care of our guests. So I actually want to blame your manager MTO for that.
Wow.
So it's actually his fault. It's actually his fault.
He wanted red ones?
Right? sorry again, clown. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, so you know how like right now we're talking about the features, right? So we got GPA, Little Rob, and ODM, right? And they're
That's
part
Craven.
Yeah, forgive me. Well, I was gonna say those three are part of the older generation.
Yes.
And then we get Ness Craven, who's a part of the younger generation, right? And the reason why I was, I guess, showing the distinction is because when you guys started, you guys were in high school, right? And then now, decades later, you're more mature. You guys are businessmen. You guys are family men. And that's way different than how you were in high school, right? And now that you could, in hindsight, right? People like Ness Craven and all the younger crowd, what advice would you give them, because they're aspiring to be just like you? What advice as a grown man would you give the younger crowd?
Man.
Stay hungry.
Yeah.
Stay hungry, really, because that's the only thing that's going to push you.
Yes.
Once you get comfortable, there's no reason to keep pushing. And Ness Craven is hungry.
Yes.
Like homie he's out there. He's pushing it. He's doing his thing. I think he's going to be the next rapper to really look out for. I think that dude's a threat. He really
And
is
he's humble too about it. He
Yeah.
knows he's dope, but he's humble about it, man. Because we met people that are dope and they're just arrogant, and that's one thing we don't like.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's just a trip.
I say stay hungry. Definitely go 100% full throttle with whatever you believe in and whatever you decide to do in life. But at the same time, keep it balanced, man. You got to balance everything, man.
Yeah.
To be successful and always have a backup plan in life. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's a million stories of groups or individuals just going for this dream, and in the end they got nothing out of it. So you have a backup plan and keep your life in balance, man. That's the best advice
Even
I
people
can give.
that made it are struggling right now. It just depends on the situation. There's different, of course, but
Balance is everything.
And the thing too is like, if you don't have a wife and kids, and you're in the rap business, take advantage of that. Because once you start building a family, it's very hard to leave to go do what you have to
It's
do.
a small window, man.
It is.
It's a small window, and you got to know when to go full throttle with it. And sometimes, you got to pump the brakes and check yourself. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you give everything you got, and it's something that's not given back to you. So, like I said, my advice to anybody is just to have balance in life. Your career, your passions, and your vices. Just have balance, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you always, even though it's not the fun or the sexy part of the music, you always got to take care of the paperwork. You always got to take care of the people behind you. You got to trust the people you're messing with, man. Without that, forget it. You could be the dopest rapper, man, but it's not going to function or work out the way you want it to because you don't got your behind the scenes.
Yes.
And also watch out for the snakes, because there's plenty of snakes out there.
Oh, man.
And all they want is to use and abuse you, you know? And it's happened to all of us, man, But you got to watch out for those snakes, because there are a lot of people out there that just want your name,
Yeah, I mean, especially coming out of high school, man. I mean, we were just like, say yes to everything. You know what I mean? Without even thinking about it. I'll sign this contract. Oh yeah, man, sign it right here. You know what I mean? Then looking back, what the hell we do? You know what I mean? You gotta pay attention to all the stuff that, like I said, it's not sexy to do that, man. People just want to, get high, drink, and go record, and then go party. You know what I mean? But that's, if you're gonna be serious about it and make this a career and make this your livelihood, hey man, you gotta fucking watch everything, man. All angles of it.
Have a good manager,
Yeah.
that looks after you,
Yeah.
And when that's professional, you know what I'm saying?
There you
That presents himself the way you want to be presented. You know what I mean? Respect.
Forgive me.
Yes.
But what if he doesn't bring you the blue M&Ms?
There it is, right? Yeah, MTO.
It's not a good look, I tell you.
Right?
that.
We have to look at the contract.
Gonna have to
again.
rough them up a little bit.
Right? No, that's amazing advice, and I'm sure that the younger generation of MCs would appreciate you guys sharing that.
But now it's different. It's a different animal. Like we touched about it. It's like now it's like, you get so much money for doing shows like crazy because of the internet. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out there and physically hustle and go in a van and go into the Southwest handing out flyers and promotional vinyl and this and that. Now you could, you sent your stuff out, and then somebody might pick you up in Rhode Island or something and want you. They will give you $5,000 to do a show. It's different, man. You can make your money now, but. Like Clown said, it's like, it's better when you're single, because if you can't be doing that if you have a family, you have businesses, you have your livelihood here. You can't just be bouncing around. You know what I mean? So it's a different animal, and it's a different
Something's gonna suffer.
Yeah,
Something's gonna suffer if you try to do everything at once.
Yeah, but I mean, there's avenues right now you can make money, but it's like, do you want that quick cash, or do you want the sustainable cash, where like when you're done rapping, when you're 80 years old, are you still going to be having that money coming in to sustain yourself? You know what I mean? It's one thing to have that money when you're spending it on flashy stuff, but then later on, what do you got to show for it? You know what I mean? Like right now, we're comfortable. Yeah, we're good. We're not making millions off the streams and stuff like that, but we're good with what we got. We set ourselves outside of music. We set ourselves pretty good where we're comfortable.
That's what I'm talking about, Legends. That's what I'm talking about.
So we do this music just for the love of it, and that's it.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, like I said, I'm sure the younger crowd will appreciate your advice. So, on Drinks with JD, right? I'm on the podcast. I have a segment, right? And it's called "What Would You Bring?" Right? So I guess let me break it down. Let me break it down for the audience, right? So Planet S.O.N. It's an acronym for Planet 619, right?
Right on.
And the idea of it is that I brought all the positive things, right? All the positive things, all the positive aspects of San Diego, and I put it all together on one planet. So now, as Drinks with JD alumni, you and your family now have a first-class ticket to get on a rocket ship and go to Planet 619. But there's one catch. The catch is that you're going to bring one thing, and that one thing has to positively affect everybody else on Planet 619. So the question is, what would you bring?
Oh, damn.
Object or person?
Anything. Just one positive thing. Anything. But it has to positively affect everybody else on the planet.
I would take Reggie.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
I'd take Madman.
Yeah.
Because I know that, he would not only create stuff for us, but for other people, and it would bring joy and happiness to a lot of people.
That's a good one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damn it. Nah, some good music, man.
Okay.
Get the party going. Just classic music, man.
Okay. That's
Can't go wrong with music, man. It just sets the tone. It lifts you up.
Yeah.
So you gotta have some good music no matter where you at.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody on Planet 619 would enjoy what you guys brought. So
Yeah, man. There's, I was just listening to a few days ago, just going back to listening to some old San Diego vintage San Diego music, man.
Yes.
We're listening to some Green Eye, some Prime Suspects, and especially Legion of Doom.
That's right.
And I want to take this time out to say to Legion of Doom, thank you for everything you did for
What's up,
San Diego
Mike
rap.
Ski?
For setting it off, brother. Setting it
They
off.
were the originators.
Yeah.
And you know, people sometimes confuse us as to be, nah, man, we were the, like, you know,
We came right after 'em.
We followed them. We followed their lead, man, and
They need their respect.
Exactly,
Those
man.
guys are true legends.
Yeah.
tip my hat off
True
to
legends.
them, man. So it's just nice listening to the old San Diego rap, man, and just how far it's come, man. The progression, the different eras. This, you know what I mean? The J.O. Felony, you know, releasing stuff, man. You got Mitchie Slick doing his thing,
That's
man. Black Mikey, everybody out there, man. I got to give shouts out to Vex and Scatterbrain, and to 3D. Lotus Clan out there, man. They're doing their thing. Dope ass MCs,
Shout out
man.
to the legends.
It's a lot of talent.
There's
here
a
in
lot
San
of
Diego.
talent in San
A lot
Diego.
of talent, man. And Little Weirdo, everybody, man. Everybody out there pushing and grinding. Ryan Anthony, everybody, man.
Yo, doesn't it feel amazing to be a San Diegan? Right? I mean, it's just like, as a San Diegan, like, I just love being a San Diegan.
I'm never leaving.
Right?
I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
I mean,
just-
respect to everybody, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we San
yeah.
Diego, you know?
I think I was blessed to be here,
Yeah.
man. Like, you know, I'm proud of my heritage, proud of who I am, but I'm proud to be born and raised here, man. It's just, you know, even about boys from LA, they say San Diego's is different,
Yes.
you know, and it's just, San Diego has its own style and its own way of doing things, and I love it, man. I can't imagine living anywhere else, man. I mean, I love to visit, I like to get out, but I love coming back, though. You know what I mean? It's just nothing like home.
You know what? To keep touching on that, Shade, on the song "Stand Up," right? You address the fans, and you say that they have to acknowledge that Aztec Tribe put San Diego on the map, or helped put San Diego on the map. Why was it important for you to say that?
I just feel sometimes we get, you know, because we haven't been relevant in a while. We took a long hiatus and all that. So I just felt, you know, maybe I needed to remind people, hey guys, don't lose us in the shuffle. We did help, you know, people tell me all the time, man, you guys are legends. I'm like, hey man, they got to know. We did help put San Diego on the map. We were one of the first groups out here to be played on the radio, you know what I mean? And that was crazy for us to hear our songs on the radio and to have people bumping our music in lowriders down Highland Avenue or at house parties, seeing a DJ spinning our vinyl, you know, and some of them don't even know that we're at the party, you know, we just hear our stuff. They don't even know it's us. And so I just feel they got to understand you can't really talk about San Diego rap without mentioning our name, you know. I think it goes hand in hand. We were there from the
Inception,
very
right?
beginning, yeah.
100%. 100%.
So I just felt, you know, if we got lost in the shuffle, let me remind people that,
Exactly.
you know, we were here from day one, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, since the beginning, right? When you guys dropped your, you know what? I mean, yeah. I mean, just your debut album. You know, even before that, even till today. For rap fans, you know, we see how diverse you are. You know, if we could just, let's say, talk about Back in the Zone, how Stand Up is more of a serious record, and then you have like a Ghetto Arcade. You know, it's more fun, and then Cali Funk. I mean, it's just smooth, right? You can just cruise to it, right? How important is it for you guys to display or how diverse you guys are? Like, how important is that to you?
That's real important. I think that's the reason why we do a little bit of everything. We want people that like the fun stuff. We want something for them. We want something for the cruisers. We always try to keep a balance when we're choosing songs to do. Oh, you know, we already got one that has that kind of a vibe. So let's do this one. But we try to keep it balanced because we know there's three guys here with three different styles. We try to appease everybody's style and keep the audience in mind too. Like, you know, this one will go for people that like this. This one, let's talk about something a little more serious, something to give them something to think about, you know what I mean? So I feel it's super important to keep it balanced, man.
And as far as the group, touching on that, I think it's having 5 rappers, it was a blessing and a curse, but more of a blessing in the aspect of people won't get bored. I think the Aztec Tribe wouldn't be Aztec Tribe, say if it was just me and Clown, or Clown and Shade. You know what I mean? We need Aztec Tribe to be the 5 members to start out,
Yes.
and I think everybody had their favorites. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, what set us apart from everybody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's other rappers from San Diego. There was other, maybe a duo or something, but there wasn't a full-fledged group like us, like that, man. That did what we did.
And that could spit some hard bars,
Yeah, we try. You know what I mean?
Because all you guys are talented in your own right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's amazing.
So I think that's what made us special, man, and I think that gave people a different, ear, for our music. Just we had different, like you said, just different songs, different styles, different. We try to mix it up as much as we can.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, well, to keep touching on what you just mentioned, so if you listen to the album, to the entire discography, this is actually the first project where we're not blessed with verses from Sendo and Rude Dog. Can we expect them in projects in the future?
I talk to Rude Dog every now and then. He's moved on to his other passions in life, and shouts out to Rude Dog.
Yes.
I feel he's put this behind him. Like I said, he's doing his other passion. I think he's even in another state right now. So I highly doubt anything from Rude Dog, and Sendo as well, man. We speak to Sendo every now and then too, and he's pursued other career paths. So you're stuck with us 3 right here at the moment.
Yeah, and big shout out to them because I mean, they're brothers too. You know what I mean? If they're not here physically, but they're always with us, and
they're part of that million stream on the Straight from the Zone album, man. It wouldn't have been that album without either one of those cats either, man. So that was the album with all 5 original members, man.
And Rude Dog was the spark plug to get this whole thing started. Without Rudy, we wouldn't be sitting here, man. So, Rudy,
founding father, right there.
Yeah, I owe him
man.
a lot, man, because if it wasn't for him, I'd still be writing stuff on my notebook, and the only person who would hear it would be myself. You know what I mean? I think I never would have had the guts or anything to show what I could do, man. So I'm grateful for that, to have the opportunity, man. I'm sure these guys are too. So shouts out to them too, man. For
me, Rude Dog and Fly set it off for me, because myself and Sendo, we were homies in high school. And when Rude Dog, like I said, approached this whole idea, Sendo, I thought he was crazy. Paired up with Fly, who went to the same high school we did. And when they put out Diego Town and showed us what they did, we're like, oh man, maybe they're not that crazy. They can do this. And that's when Sendo and I came on board. And when the group grew, that's how we met Clown. He recruited somebody else from another part of San Diego. And that's how the group formed, and we became family ever since, man.
Oh, no. Have they heard the latest album and give you guys props?
100%, yeah.
That's cool. Cause it's a dope record. It's a dope record.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We're very proud of it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it on so many levels, especially my personal level. Like I said, dropping vocals sober was great for me.
That's
you know what I mean? So that's the ticket.
Just
man.
the vocals part, though.
Just the vocals.
After the vocals.
When I write, I still need some help when I'm writing. I need help there. But as far as that, But
that's what I'm talking about. So earlier, you guys were naming off the younger generations and also the older generations, how you respect certain MCs from San Diego, right? So now this is just me as a fan, right? This is just me talking, just in my head. Okay, so on the first album, you guys had Everybody Bounce, right? You guys featured Mr. Little One, like you guys mentioned. And then on What If, you could do the remix, right? And it was with Junebug.
Yes.
Junebug.
Now here's just me as a fan, just throwing out an idea, just because I want to put it in the air and in the universe, right? So, what do you guys think about making a Everybody Bounce 3 on the next record, right? And making it like a 10-minute song where you get all the best MCs, older generation, newer generation, they just spit on it. I mean, since you guys already had, Little One, then, the remix to it, and then boom, why not get a part 3 in it and have like everybody in it? I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. What do you guys think about that?
It's funny, we thought about remixing a song and call it Still Bouncing. We actually have a beat.
We have the track ready.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we wrote some songs to it. It didn't make the cut. Because some of us didn't want to beat a dead horse, you know what I mean? But I was for it. I mean, that song's a classic. And I think that's one of our most recognizable songs, so I'm not opposed to it. And we did think about it. There's a title track, there's a track. I think we even dropped some dummy vocals on it, but it just didn't make the cut for us. We didn't all agree on it, but I'm definitely not
That's
opposed
an interesting
to it.
angle, though, man.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
that
an
would be
interesting.
sick, man.
Yeah. No, it would be awesome. I mean, to get the classic record. Oh, and I know that I believe Little Weird also sampled it. So it's like well, since you guys know that you guys influenced the younger generations already, you know, and it would just be awesome to like first of all have y'all on it, you know, the legends, and then to also include like you know other people. I don't know, I'm just throwing people like I don't know GPA, and then also you know the next
younger
Cravens,
generation, yeah.
and just like. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a fan, just looking at like, man, if everybody from San Diego will get on, everybody.
In theory, sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, it does sound like a good idea.
I'm not opposed to it, man. If it happens, it happens. We'll give you the credit for
There
it.
you go.
Man.
Hey, I just want to be a fly on the wall, so it'd be pretty cool just to see you guys in the studio.
We only
making
got
an
one fly.
Oh, okay, that's right. You know what? How about this? Why the names Fly, Clown, and Shake?
Well, I was called at the time Spanish Fly.
Yes.
And at the time, it was the Lisa Cold Jam song, album came out, you know, and they had the, you know, Spanish Fly, whatever.
Yes.
I just like the ring to it, you know what I mean? I used to joke around that I was Spanish Fly, you know, and that I would make the girls crazy and shit like that, you know, just
Pretty
little
good joke.
yeah, you know, a little arrogance on my part, you know. I guess that was part of the name, you know.
Yeah.
After a while, I just dropped the Spanish part, just kept Fly, you know, and then I mean, like Fly, and then people are like, yeah, you're Fly, you know, you're always buzzing and shit, because I, you know, I like to drink, you know what I mean? So you're always buzzing, so that's why you're Fly. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll guess it, you know, whatever.
That's
you
cool.
know, that's cool, whatever.
That's a fine name. So.
Yeah, on my part, it suits me too because a lot of times we're always fucking around, we're always clowning around, so you know that's why.
No, okay, so you just wearing shades.
I would wear them all the time, and I
That's
wear
cool.
them because when I don't have to make direct eye contact, I feel more comfortable and I don't get nervous, and that's why I always wear them at shows and stuff like that, so I don't have to look in the crowd and then get a little nervous, man.
There you go. Okay, well, collectively, why Aztec Tribe?
That's
I
dope,
think
man.
he came up with
Yeah.
that.
Me and my
You-
cousin Sergio, man, DJ Serge, man, just he used to spin the 1200s, man. We used to do house parties. We used to be called Latino Boom Productions, and we were just tossing the ball on the wall, man. You know, just daydreaming. Hey, wouldn't it be cool, man? We could, you know, you could start rapping, and I'd be the DJ, and the Aztec Tribe just sounded good, man. It sounded like powerful, man. Just at the time, Booyah Tribe was banging,
Yes.
and Booyah Tribe was one of my favorite groups, and it just substituted, you know, the Aztec and stuff, and it just clicked. And I remember my boy Richard Luna from high school. He drew it for the first time, man, and I saw it all dope in the characters and the font, and I'm like, man, that looks good. I mean, I haven't even touched the mic or went to the studio. I'm like, this name just looks good. You know what I mean? To me.
And it fit because we're a big group, like a tribe, you know what I mean? And I'm a San Diego State Aztec alumni,
you
so
go.
it worked for
There you
me
go.
too, man.
That's amazing. All right, legends. So I hate that, you know, we can't go forever. You know, you guys are amazing. You know, I'm just happy that you guys are on the show. And, you know, like I said, I could wish we could just keep going forever.
Yeah, man, thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, no, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. But before we wrap this up, what can the fans expect in the future from Aztec Tribe?
Not much, man.
All right.
Some features,
Yeah.
you know. Brown Pride, MC Peps has reached out to me, and he wants to work on some new music. Like we talked about earlier, we might be doing something with Kit Frost.
Homie Hypnotic too wants to do something.
Awesome.
Hypnotic,
man.
yeah, he's dope.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if we'll ever do another album, but maybe songs here and there. You know, whenever we feel good about a project or a beat or what we got lyrically, maybe drop songs every so often on YouTube, and hopefully a video too to go along with it, you know.
But we did think that, you know, 20 years ago we weren't going to do another album, and here we are.
You never know. I mean, yeah, you never know.
Never
but-
say never.
Yeah,
Never say never.
say never, but I'm always going to do music. Hopefully these guys feel the same, and we always bring that passion. So I'm sure if there's a beat we hear or a hook we hear or whatever Madman's got cooking up in the studio and that brings us together, man, I'm always down for a song and a video, man.
Yeah, it's funny thing, man. Right now, the video thing I got that bug right now.
Yeah, man, that's a new experience for us.
Yeah, it is, man. Once we did the first one, we want to do the second one. Now we're working on the song "Trippin'."
The video's coming out dope for that
And
one,
so
man.
we've been filming and working on it and stuff, man. That's addicting, man. It's almost like tattoos, you know. You get one, you want to keep doing it. So you know, that's another aspect of the music that I never thought I'd be participating in. And we do all the editing at Madman's studio. So that's fun, man. It's tedious. It's long hours. You know, but it's rewarding when it's done, man. Especially knowing that you had your hands in it and your full vision is coming out in front of you, man. It's nobody manipulating it this way and that way. No, you got control of it and you're doing it the way you want to. It's a great thing, man. It's just awesome.
Okay. Now you guys were mentioning about features and all that. Well, if anybody wanted to contact you, where can they reach you?
They can reach me through Aztec Tribe Official or MTO.
Okay.
They can reach out to MTO.
Is it on Instagram?
Yes,
Okay.
on Instagram.
What about Facebook? You guys have Facebook?
We have a Facebook.
I got a
MTOs.
pager. They could page.
All
me.
right, there you go.
Page me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have a website or anywhere else where they could?
No,
but
just-
MTO for
yes.
sure through
Yes.
him. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's say people wanted to hear your music, and let's say right now you got some new fans watching. Where can they hear your music?
Spotify, YouTube.
Tidal.
Pandora.
Apple.
Yeah.
everything.
Pretty much all the digital
Streaming services, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now individually, before we end this, do you guys have any shout outs?
I'll let you guys kick it off, man.
Well, go
Yeah,
ahead,
go ahead,
brother.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother.
And I always say this: is my wife is my biggest supporter. My kids, you know, Little Rob, MC Peps, Spanish Fly, Kid Frost, Ness, GPA. I mean, there's so many artists out there that are so talented that we would love to work with, and we will one day. We will definitely.
I'd just like to give props to somebody I don't give props enough, and that's my wife. You know, she's been with me since 95, 94, so we've been through the roller coaster, man, the highs and the lows. And, you know, being in this business, it's not easy on the relationship, man. The hours away from the house, the drama that is attached to stupid shit that pops up, and then it hasn't been easy for her, man, and I really appreciate the fact that we stuck it out and we're still together and we love each other more than ever. And I can't imagine being where I'm at with these guys and not having her to enjoy it as well with me, because this is not just for me, it's for her, my kids, my family, my cousins, my uncles, everybody that support Aztec Tribe is for them too. And
I honestly think that he's got Carmelita threatened because I don't know how long she's been with him, but it's like, why? I don't know. And she needs to do that. What's that sign? The come help me sign?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
But shout out to wife, right? Shout out to
man.
wifey. Yeah.
Thank you, baby. Get better soon, baby.
Yes.
Get better soon.
Yes.
No doubt. Shady, got any shout outs?
Just shouts out to me for always being me.
There you go. That's what I'm talking
Having my
about.
own bag. Nah, I'm just kidding. To all the homies we worked with in the past, man, from DJ Rags to
G-Rags.
yeah, Sir Crown back in the days.
Dale.
Big shout out to the homie Madman. Without Madman,
Yes.
Aztec Tribe wouldn't even exist, man. Madman, the whole his whole family, King Kaz.
Helped out on the album.
Dale
Rags.
Sullivan, George Garcia, all our old managers, all the old, guys in the group from back in the days, from our dancers, Rude Dog, Sendo, the other members in the group, Eddie Boy the Aztec, our old DJ.
That's
we
right.
started out with a big group, man, and been through it all with everybody, and all these artists we looked up to. One group that I feel we looked up to a lot, Cypress Hill, man. I think
Yes.
they put it down in a whole different way of their own, and me personally, I always looked up to them too. And we haven't got a chance to work with them, but that'd be something amazing too. Yeah, man. Be Real and Sendog, and just everybody involved in this project, and of course the homie MTO that kind of brought us all back together, and you know. Calmex Music Group and you for having us here, man. Like I said, we only mess with people that we respect and admire, man. So
Appreciate it. Thank you.
everybody that's involved on this album, the fans, thank you for
girls.
listening. Yeah, man.
The girls that were on the track too, you know.
Yeah,
on
man,
the
so
hooks.
the ones that sang on the track for us. So we wouldn't be where we are without the fans listening. So I guess that would be
And
the
thank you
number
to
one.
DJ DeGaff from LA, our homeboy.
DJ
Some Scratches,
C's, yeah,
DJ C.
man.
You know, like once again, I was at DeGaff's party in LA, his birthday party recently, man, and met Ralph M, the Mexican, man. Another one of my idols, you know what I mean, from the Soul Assassin Collective and stuff. He has hands in everything, you know, and the Southwest, West Coast hip-hop, man. You know, it's just an honor meeting him, and then knowing that he's just as humble, you know what I mean, and just as down to earth as anybody else, man. That's refreshing too, man.
No doubt.
That you know, there's good people out there, and they're still hustling, still doing it, man.
To the homie Frankie J, man.
Frankie J, man.
Yeah, he's been in the studio and helped us out with a track that we didn't put out on the album yet, but yeah.
Still working on it.
So Frankie.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Let me ask one more question. I guess if you could just say one person, who's your dream feature?
Oh,
Like
man.
individually.
That's a tough one.
Just one person. Before we end it.
Oh gosh,
That is a tough one.
You know what, man?
Yeah, there's so many of
Just so
them.
we could put it in the universe and be like, okay, Clown wants to work with this person, Fly wants to, Shay wants to work with this person.
Wow.
Individually, who would you choose?
I mean, I've always been a fan of Ice Cube.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, if he can give me 2 seconds on one of his tracks,
Wow.
I'd take it anytime, man.
Okay.
You know, obviously there's a lot of other rappers,
course, but
but
Ice
yes,
Cube,
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
Somebody else we forgot to mention, the homie Desi Hollow.
There you
Desi
go.
Hollow, yeah.
And man, he's doing his thing, and all of it's just tight, man.
Yeah.
Like bringing back that West Coast G-Funk, man. And he's had some killer features, man. He's had Corrupt.
That's right.
You know, he had Dub C.
Yeah. Even Little Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like to me, one of my like I went in stages, man.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's always gonna be one of my favorites.
Yes.
I was rocking with them hard. Then I was fucking with Spice One
Yeah.
real hard for a long time, and so I go like in stages. Right now, you know, like I went through my KRS, my
Yeah.
Chuck D's. Right now, man,
But dream feature, number one.
dude, I love Slaughterhouse. Any
Okay.
member of Slaughterhouse.
Anybody, okay, that's
Anybody
awesome.
from Slaughterhouse wants
Yeah.
to fuck with me.
That's amazing.
Jesus,
amazing.
man, there's so many artists out
Wow,
there, man.
Fly,
Oh,
Royce
let me tell you.
Savannah,
Let me
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Oh my God, Psycho Realm.
Okay, there you go.
Psycho Realm.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. I would love to do something with Sick Jackin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sick
yeah.
Jackin to me is one
But
of the
but
most
that's the number one.
underappreciated. Like
Yeah.
people that know he's
Yes.
dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But as far as like the world, I don't know if they really appreciate how dope Sick Jackin is, man. I think if I could fuck with somebody, it would be Homeboy right there.
That's
man.
awesome.
Can we bring anybody back from the dead?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Tupac.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Tupac.
There you go. What do you think, Shay? Who's your number one?
Man, I'm torn between like Ice Cube,
Yeah.
Dre, Snoop, any of those West Coast
okay.
rappers that I really bumped throughout high school and everything. And like I said, man, I always thought Cypress was dope, man. Be Real, Sen Dog, just OGs in the game, man. So I don't know, I'm torn, man.
Well, see, the number one thing is that, you know, you guys are mentioning all these amazing artists, right? But, you know, you guys are at that level, you know what I'm saying, of either, you know, talent, being legends, being on our Mount Rushmore, pioneers, you know, so I'm pretty sure it can happen. But I also want to say and include that you guys are also dream features for younger people, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I guess I'll just, one more time, I just want to poke at it, like, I hope that everybody bounce 3, everybody bounce 4, everybody bounce 5, you know, how it just happens, because it's like, you guys are true legends. Like I said, you guys are pioneers in Chicano hip-hop, SoCal hip-hop, San Diego HipHop. You know, no one could take you off of the Mount Rushmore. You know, you guys are solidified. I mean, people might rearrange some people, but you guys can never move the Aztec Tribe, you know?
Right.
But I'm truly humbled. I'm truly thankful to
thank
have you
you,
guys
man.
on the show. You guys are truly amazing.
Thank you, Dan.
I understand the magnitude of sitting down with you guys, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You know, you guys have families, have businesses. You know, you guys are you know, you just woke up, you know, from
Make it sound like I'm lazy.
No,
man.
no, no. It's just, no.
Like 2 o'clock.
No, I mean, it's because, you know, we all work. You know,
Yeah.
we're all grown men, and we got lives. You know, but I'm truly humbled, and I'm appreciative for you guys.
No,
to be
thank
here.
you,
No,
homie,
thank
for
you.
having us, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we appreciate you, Jay.
Thank you. The way I end this is I like to cheers. So cheers to you guys. I'm truly appreciative. I'm truly
Cheers,
appreciative.
fellas.
There you go.
Salute.
Hey, shout out to Aztec Tribe, and thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you,
Thank
Planet, son.
There you go. There you go.
Day, go work.
All right. There you go. do you guys
Right on,
think?
brother.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Actually,
Thank
I'm
you,
glad.
brother.
I'm glad we did it, man. Really.
Yeah.